I want to document what is the pattern of conduct inside of my apartment. It's 6:38 p.m. And I do have documentation showing what's a alleged sunset while I'm still at 231 South Euclid Avenue, and also at 215 East C Street. Inside of the parking garage, where you'll see the Ontario Police Department, they're group stalking on bikes. The light source is hovering over me. The Ontario Police Department are also group stalking in a vehicle. I got a close-up image of one of these officers with this department. The light source is hovering, and this is after 6:30 at that address, 215 East C Street. In addition, at 6:52 p.m. over the same hotel, 2301 South Euclid Avenue, and it's 6:39 p.m. And the light source is outside of the window, and you're looking at what is engineered light that's on my wall, and it's also dynamic. This is the shadow of trees that are outside, and again, the blinds are closed. This is another iteration of the same pattern of conduct. You see engineered light that's appearing on the walls, that's appearing above the door, that's in the kitchen, on the ceiling. This is all engineered light. This is impossible light activity. It's extremely demonic. It's absolutely impossible. While it's also, again, the light source is visible through the window, and you have it hitting off of surfaces and appearing on my wall. What I want to document is ongoing terrorism. While the entity uses inanimate objects inside of your private space to keep you subject to the elements of monitoring. And this is the use of my heater. Actually, I just turned it on, and it's temperature controlled. So what happened was, as soon as I just turned it on, you can see this. Just to give you an example, this is the elements of what is light, engineered light. And relevant positioning. I'm showing you, I'm taking pictures of the demon possessed are surrounding. They're crossing path on Alvarado Street. They're group stalking, living at Silverview Townhomes. They're surrounding in the 59 units at Alvarado Gardens. They're pacing outside in the parking lot in vehicles just coming onto the property, just driving on and off. As I open my window and I take pictures of the people of the state that are driving onto the they're keeping close presence in the path, pacing all around an engineered light while they know where I'm at inside of the apartment. The entity also uses inanimate objects, and so this is temperature controlled. So I just turned it on. I turned it all the way up to, because I wanted it to keep running. With simultaneity to what I was doing on my phone, it immediately turned off. And when I tried to turn it back on, to turn the temperature back up, the entity engages in what was, and this is necessarily the entity, so you're talking about the control of the electricity, the ability to set the temperature all the way back down to what was the coldest in order to turn it off and keep it off, which I did not do. And the entity is doing this with regard to the elements of monitoring with simultaneity to what I was doing on my phone. So in the same way where I was in my office, I'm showing you what are elements. In the same way that I was in my office at 5:27 p.m., the light source is in alignment to me. Maria Mercado is group stalking in concert in the custody of a minor child. This minor child is a means of audible activity as she's hitting the wall outside of my leasing office at the same time that I'm taking a picture of their names, their social security numbers. That's Operation My Communication Device. Immediately noise is occurring while the engineered light, the light source is over. That's P.O.C. Inside of the private space, the entity controls inanimate objects. The refrigerator, you can hear the motor turn on and off. You can, if you have electrical devices or your air conditioner, for example, the entity is engaging in what is outside of how you set it. Okay, the ability to control the use of inanimate objects. You're talking about the electricity, you're talking about internet, the volume, or the picture itself. I just want to speak to what is the entity by engaging in what is using the inanimate objects, the electrical devices in your apartment to monitor you, which is documentation, prosecution for terrorism. It's demonic activity, and it is it is occurring through the use of the things that are surrounding you, even when you're by yourself inside of the specific environment. And the evidence of that is because this is absolutely impossible light activity. And so the demonic is engaging in what is ongoing use of everything that is around you. And this is within a pattern, very heavily documented. But I just want to share and the demons that are surrounding our monitoring. And it's the same thing when you're looking at what is, I want to show you what's the light source that's outside of this window that's nowhere near the Ovid Family Community Library, nor what would be anywhere near 2301 South Euclid Avenue. Okay, and so you have the people of the state. I want you to see this is that's on the property. That's impossible light activity. This is the pattern of conduct. Not only Not only is it impossible because this is the same apartment where the entity is rising the sun. These are demons that are surrounding, and they're living in, stalking and sitting in a car, just engaging in surveillance. He's monitoring me. All right. And that's a demon that's monitoring me, outwardly engaging. I'm in a conversation. Their group stalking. All you have to do is slap on an Amazon Prime logo on it. And that's the entity engaging in what is commercial stalking, group stalking, surveillance on behalf of the state. Okay. So the entity is engaging in what is the main presence in the path through engineered light, and this is a demon that's stalking a relevant position, and they're driving in engineered light. Engineered light is all over the buildings, and then you remember the light source that's outside over me while I'm at the Ovid Family Community Library, which is not going to be seen, and none of this light activity is occurring on the wall. This is documentation of what is a demonic environment where the entity is engaging in what is living at a crime scene. Everybody at that crime scene that's living at Alvarado Gardens is going to federal prison, and this is the evidence that surrounds them. This is the evidence of the criminal system that they're engaging in, not only a relevant position, but on the venue of the internet via communication devices in concert with the state in violation of Title 18-22618 subsections 1 and 2. Okay, so I just wanted to show that. So this is how the people of the state are monitoring. They're surrounding and on the inside of your private space using inanimate objects to create audible activity with simultaneity to what you're doing, either physically and on a communication device. And this is happening, and these are just things that you're not paying attention to, but it is within the pattern of conduct, and it's also evidenced through what is the maintenance of impossible light. This is impossible light activity. That also, pay attention to my pictures, because I took pictures of what was underneath my bed, and you will see engineered light. And then you're looking at what is a demon that's pacing around an engineered light under a light source that's rising and setting at the same address. And then you're looking at that compared to what is over 2301 South Euclid Avenue, which is not going to be at the same time. All manner of engineered light all over the property. That's engineered light. Absolutely impossible light activity, just touching all over everything. All right. It is a matter of what is state surveillance, direct evidence of state surveillance, which is key. This engineer light is key to what is the pattern of conduct. And it is, as you see, no respecter of any logo, any company name. It's demonic activity. And you're learning that the people of the state are utilizing their very companies. It's not a coincidence that they are engaging in this pattern of conduct as businesses and companies. This is what is maliciously underway in the state of California. It is currently 6:45 p.m. I will upload videos with regard to compare the P.O.C. where you will see what is the prosecution of the people of the state and evidence against not only the state acting via the Ontario Police Department, the venue where they engaged in kidnapping, and compared to what is the venue now here in Los Angeles where they are posing an ongoing threat, engaging in a pattern of kidnapping and harassment and fictitious exercise of authority while they are still engaged in what is state surveillance and Title 18 federal stalking. It is currently 6:46 p.m. and this is P.O.C.